It is just a beautiful piece. Hey folks, Gunbuff here. So I had this really awesome Browning Buckmark walk into the shop today, and I thought I'd show it to you because I don't think this little pistol gets enough credit for being a very cool piece of American history as well as a very nicely made gun. It is just pretty. So let's go through some of the features. First things first, drop that mag out. No mag, nothing in that chamber as you can see. Alright, so that's a safe gun. Alright, so let's start from the front and work our way back. So first things up that you see right there is the recessed crown, which is pretty nifty, and you just don't see that on entry-level 22 pistols. So that's going to lead right there to being probably a more accurate pistol. Next up is, this is a pretty substantially heavy barrel. You'll see that in a minute when we put it on the scale. This upper half is all steel, by the way. The lower half, the frame, is aluminum. So next up, you'll notice that it has these very nice, fully adjustable black-on-black sights. It has tons of sighting options. You can get fiber optics, you can get tritium. You can even remove these two screws and put a piece of Picatinny rail on top if you choose. Next up, you'll notice that the slide serrations are recessed right here, and obviously mirrored on the other side. It gives you a great purchase to rack that slide. Then you'll notice that it has a very traditional Browning slide release. It's pretty much in the 1911 style. All these controls are. As you can tell, it has a very 1911 type of safety. It's a little hard to put on the on position, and by the way, you can only put it on safe when it's fully cocked, just like a 1911. Then you'll notice that it has a Browning style mag release, because this pistol is made by Browning. You'll notice it has the older style plastic grips with the Browning medallion. It has the mostly steel magazines. They are 10 rounders. The only thing that's plastic is the follower and the little tab. So obviously one of the nice things about these type of magazines are you can grab it, hold it down with your thumb, and you can load it up. The advantage to this over like a Mark II Ruger design is that this nub is actually pretty fat, as you can tell. That's a pretty proud knob right there, and it's really easy to grab and hold down while you're loading the rounds in. It doesn't cut into your thumb like the Ruger design does. So probably the best feature about this gun is the gold trigger. It is an incredibly crisp trigger. Take it off safe there. It is incredibly nice and crisp. So let's put it on the scale and we'll take a look at it real quick here. Let's see what it says. 3 1/4 pounds. Do it one more time. Ooh, 3 1/4 pounds. Three and a quarter pounds. So very consistent, very nice trigger. It has very little, if any, take up and very little creep rather. So it is extraordinarily nice, and I have no doubt that you would not be able to make pretty little groups downrange with this gun. So let's get you a weight. Here we go. An empty weight with the mag, 2 pounds even. So not the lightest 22 pistol out there, but certainly a perfect weight, right where it needs to be for target shooting. So it is just a really nice pointer. You can ride your thumb on the safety just like you do a 1911. and it has that nice 1911 grip angle, so it's going to point downrange very nicely, very naturally. Again, leading to accuracy, everything, the target recess crown, the very nice crisp trigger, the grip angle, the weight, all lends itself to accuracy and consistency, stability. So this gun, by the way, functioned absolutely flawlessly when we put everything from bulk Remington ammo all the way to Ely ammo in it, and it was gorgeous. And stand by, we'll be doing some shooting with this guy, because like I said earlier, I just don't think it gets enough credit as being a target pistol. I don't think people really think of this. I think people kind of gravitate to the Rugers because they kind of command the market. I think there's a whole host of 1911s that are in 22 these days, where when this guy first came out, this was the 1911-like pistol that you could shoot in 22. So if you were going to train a young person, say, or your significant other, and you didn't want to either waste the ammo or deal with the loud report and the recoil of a 45 ACP, you could train them on this because the controls are very 1911-like. Let's give you guys a closer look here of the aluminum frame. One of the nifty little things that you don't see very often is the serial number is actually on the front strap here of the grip. There's not a lot of room up here on the lower or upper portion of the frame. A couple other features about this gun that I just love is, of course, last round hold open. So won't own a weapon that doesn't have last round hold open. It's just a preference of mine. The other thing that I like about it is it says 22 LR Browning on the steel base pad of the magazine. I just like that. It's nice and crisp. It shows quality. The other thing to keep in mind too is when you're seating these magazines, it's very hard to get it to click in with your heel like you traditionally do. It's almost like you have to push it with your thumb to get it to seat. Just something to keep in mind. It's no big deal. You can get other grips. You can get really pretty wood grips and rubber Hogue grips and those type, but and that it's not as pronounced on the rubber grips, but on these aluminum frames, it's just hard enough. You can see that you have to kind of, to get it to seat up in there, it's slightly recessed. So to do that, you kind of have to push it home. Now you can do it with your heel, but it's kind of awkward. And the other thing too is those mags come out of there rocket fast. So that's pretty nifty. You're not going to have any hang-ups there. So again, the Browning Buckmark 22 long rifle is a gorgeous piece of American history that doesn't get enough credit for being a really awesome target pistol and plinker. So this would make great training for a youngster or just anybody who wanted to have fun. So if you get a chance, I would check out the Buckmark series of pistols from Browning. And as always, I appreciate your support. Get out there, like, comment, share those videos, guys. If you haven't, subscribe for me. And as always, be safe and be good.